What's up, everybody? It's your boy DTLF back with another episode of Beyond Sports with yours truly, man. Uh, Hopefully everybody's having a great morning. I'm a little sad. Not gonna lie, man. I'm running a little late to the episode, right? Usually it airs at 11:30, but it's 11:35 a.m. Pacific time, and just got back from my local grocery market store, um, Stater Brothers. They're about to close, next month. So, you know, it's like sad for me because this store is across the street from where I live, from my apartment complex, and we basically went there a lot growing up, and every all good things come to an end. So, that's the bittersweet part about it. But here we are. Uh, Moving on. People were worried about John Morant this morning, right? Because he posted a cryptic message where he was saying goodbye to his whole family on social media. The good news is that police went over, did the welfare check. Turns out he was just saying goodbye on social media. So that's the good news. At least he's okay, man. That is good news. You would hate to see anything happen to a young star like Ja, just because he's gone through some struggles. We all go through struggles in life. Just got to get over the hurdle and move forward. Jonathan said, the Stater Brothers closing. My local one is, I don't know about all of them, but my local one, the one across the street from where I live is, unfortunately. Um, Now, in other news, Doc Rivers, y'all. Doc Rivers, one of the finalists for the Phoenix Suns job, the coaching job to be exact. Um, I don't know how he keeps getting these prestigious positions, man. He keeps getting lined up for a for a successful job. I mean, he has Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and some decent role players over there. So it's a great start after getting fired, right? So that's interesting. What do you guys make of that? I always thought, no hate on Doc Rivers, but I'm like, how does he keep getting these jobs? And you got Mark Jackson, who basically built the Warriors. You got Mike Jackson over there, can't even get a job interview. Like, make it make sense, right? Like, what's going on with that? But that's interesting, right? Um, yes, sir, Michael. Appreciate you, bro. That is the topic of the episode. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I was just shocked to see Doc Rivers, doing his thing again. Hey, congratulations, man. I don't know who he's finessing, but he's doing a hell of a job. He's a good regular season coach. That's about it. I agree. Even at that, it's very questionable. By the way, yo, Mikey, that picture is creepy, bro. You're gonna have to switch that up. Oh, that's gonna give somebody nightmares. He mixed Anthony Davis and LeBron James together. That's his AV. That's funny. Mark Jackson got interviewed by Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, he barely started getting interviewed as of last year. He was really throwing his name in the hat for a long time, and he struggles to get a job. He definitely deserves an opportunity in this league. That's how you gotta. I mean, I guess gotta keep grinding, right? It's on par with this episode, but yeah, it don't make sense for me. My guy Rand Dizzle said, "What's up, Dan? How do you keep the motivation when you feel like you've accomplished what you set out to do? I have the problem with exercising." He said, "I reach my goal and I fall apart shortly." You know what, man? You got to keep grinding. And this is why I made this episode, because you got to stay motivated. I'll have a special quote for you at the end that I came up with this morning, man, about grinding and continuing that grind. But look, the best way to stay motivated is to keep setting further goals. Never stay complacent, never settle, because the moment you settle is the moment you start you start falling off. So for me, obviously, as you know, I covered the whole season, and I got a lot more coming up this summer, man. I'm never satisfied. That's something you got to change that mindset, right? You can't be satisfied with anything. You got to keep grinding, keep grinding. But listen, hear me out, man. Listen to this episode, and maybe it'll help you a little bit, and we can all learn from something from it. All right. Now, our Lakers got eliminated from the playoffs a couple of days ago. How's everybody feeling, man? Because me myself, I'm no longer sad. Like, I was sad for like a day or two, but this is the third day after we lost, and I'm starting to feel optimistic. There's a lot of rumors going on. Rumors, are kicking off. We're hearing this morning that there's smoke where there's fire with the Kyrie rumors. Yesterday I touched on the Trae Young rumors. So, the grind never stops, even for time for Rob Pelinka to grind even harder this offseason, right? The grind never stops even for him, right? Rob had a phenomenal trade deadline, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. He came up short. We didn't win the championship, right? Now, some might say, well, you got to give this team more time to gel. We got to get healthy, blah, blah, blah. But I want no excuses for Mr. Rob Pelinka. He did a phenomenal job. He needs to continue to get better, man. So now, he has to figure what are the next steps to get the Lakers to where they want to be, right? And that's just life, ladies and gentlemen. The grind never freaking stops. Even for me, like I said, I covered the Lakers all season long, and I'm going to grind twice as hard this summer to get you guys, quality content on the Lakers and the NBA, because I've now expanded. I'm covering the NBA Finals. I'm covering other things. There's around the league, which will probably come this Friday. I still haven't decided. Been very busy this week. But yeah, you got to work twice as hard to bring Lakers Nation the best, quality content year round. That's what I do. It's my MO, baby. And I love the challenge. You got to embrace the challenge. In order to be able to continue to grind and get to that next level, you can't become complacent. Embrace the challenge. Never complacent, never satisfied, and keep going. Alex says, huge supporter, dance straight out of the 209. But I'll say, I made six figures at 23. Stay grinding. Men, women, anything's possible. I know you definitely know that, Dan. Man, hey, that's motivational, bro. These are the type of comments we're looking for. Motivational type comments. Thank you so much for Super Chat. Six figures at 23 is super impressive. Like, that's next level impressive, man. Look, bottom line is that, you can't really, everybody has their own measurement of their own success, right? To some people, it's money. To some people, it's a career. To some people, it's, getting a certain level of education. My man mentioned exercise. Like, everybody has a different goal set. Like, for me, my goals in life are just to be the best version of me, right? I do music. A lot of people don't know that. You could, look me up. I'm on every mainstream media platform. I'm on iTunes. I'm on, everything. So you can just type in DTLF and you'll see about 4 or 5 songs that I've uploaded. I got a lot more to come this summer, right? But for me, I just want to be the best version of myself, whether that's breaking down sports, doing this podcast, and expanding with my music, best version I can reach. And I think that's what everybody should strive for, just being the best version you could reach, right? Now, you always got to keep trying to improve and get better. Like I said, the moment you feel comfortable is the moment you start falling off. You might not know it, but others will see it, right? Sometimes it's not very glaring, it's not very noticeable until somebody tells you, hey, damn, man, you gained weight. You know what I'm saying? I got comfortable, you gain weight. Or somebody tells you, hey, man, what's up with the content? Like, it's not coming like it used to or whatever. Sometimes it takes somebody else to tell you on the outside looking in, for you to know that you're starting to fall off. And that's when you got to go twice as hard. You got to use it as motivation, and just something's got to click up there. What's your music's name? The same as here, man. You just type in DTLF. Even here on the YouTube channel, there's a playlist full of songs I've made, but those were my amateur songs, most of those. And I got better and better. And eventually I registered myself as an actual artist, and I started dropping real tracks. So definitely check those out on iTunes or whatever music platform you use to stream. Just type in DTLF and you'll see different songs that I've posted there for sure. And I got a lot more to come, by the way. But listen, here's the thing about the grind, right? It really never stops. Some people think, oh, I'm going to get rich, make it out of the hood. Most never do that, by the way. Even that is a grind in itself. But if you ever did get rich and set your goal, if you work hard enough, right, to get rich and you finally get there, people don't understand this. Yes, I'm on Spotify, Miguel. Yes, sir. People don't understand this. That's just the beginning. Getting rich is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the end. It's not like the movies where that's the end, happy ending, story finished. That's it. Happily ever after. No. You get rich, that is just the beginning, right? If you work hard enough and invest and actually get rich, then you got to worry about staying rich, right? A lot of people, man, have won the lottery and lost everything in a couple of years. And I've even heard stories about people ending up in the streets worse than they were before, just because they didn't know how to act when they got there. And it's not their fault. Sometimes they don't do their research, right? They think that getting rich is the end of the story. They don't understand about taxes, the IRS, investing so that your money can keep regenerating and even expanding. They don't get all of that, They just go and blow their money. They go to casinos. They go to the strip joints. They go to clubs. They buy everybody drinks. They take out all their friends and family. And eventually, the card won't swipe no more. And then what happens, right? So getting rich is just the beginning, fam. You know, once you get to the top, you got to keep grinding even harder to stay there, because the more you make, the more you spend. That's the reality of life. You know, that's it. That's the reality of life, man. The more you make, the more you spend. Unless you're really disciplined and you're really smart and you know how to invest your money, right? But life is a grind, and you have to embrace this grind. Um, how many times have you seen celebrities or rich people, right? Owe millions to the IRS or get their stuff repoed because they didn't pay taxes or their back taxes or whatever. That's because I don't know if they have a financial advisor or not, or even the right person advising them, right? And they lose everything, man. It's sad to see that people work so hard to get to a certain place and then they stop. They get complacent. They stop the grind. Grind never stops, ladies and gentlemen. That's why that's the name of the episode, and that's what I need Rob Pelinka to do. Grind, whether he gets Trae Young or Kyrie or not. Still got to grind. Still got to figure out the remaining pieces, right? Free agency, got to grind. They got to make sure they scout the right people in the draft, which I can't wait to cover. They got to make sure they draft the right people. They got to make sure they entertain the right offers. They got to make sure they get everything right. That guys are doing the right regimens in the offseason to train and get better. You know, guys are getting in the gym. You got to stay on top of everything, right? So it's a beautiful thing if you embrace it. If you get lazy and you're like, oh man, I don't want to deal with all this. I'd rather just, a lot of people just rather stay poor, or they get complacent. They're comfortable in their life and they'll just stay in the same place for the rest of their life. If that's what you want, then everybody's happiness is different. I'm nobody to judge, right? Do you? But if you want more out of life, you have to grind. Any questions, guys? If you guys have any stories you guys want to tell, any comments, I'm here for it, man. My man Bill said, for real, gambling is fun, but it's an addiction. It can sure become that. Anything can become an addiction. Matter of fact, anything you do too obsessively can become an addiction, right? Listen, I work so hard. Sometimes my family and my girl, my loved ones have to tell me, take some time off, spend time with the family. That can become an addiction too. You can become a workaholic. I'm constantly doing my research. I'm constantly checking the stats. I'm constantly seeing what's the next thing I want to upload. Constantly, you know what I'm saying? That's how my brain works. It's constantly turning, and sometimes you just got to relax, kick back, and chill, right? So there's a balance to everything in life for sure. My man Bobby said, you see what happened to Trevor Ariza? He lost everything, 170 mil. Yeah, man. Again, so many athletes. I mean, Charles Barkley was broke at one time from gambling so much, and just I think that's why he still has to work at TNT, because he blew all his player money, right? So it's unfortunate, but it sometimes you have to learn the hard way in life, and sometimes you can learn from seeing examples and learning from others. The smartest people learn from others people's mistakes, right? Some people have to be a little bit dumber and go through it and feel the pain before they can learn, right? So there's two types of people. Some people learn and anticipate things, they're 3 moves ahead, and some people they're lagging behind everybody else. They have to go through it, right? So which person are you? That's up to you, man. Dan, is it possible the Lakers can get VanVleet and Poeltl? Anything's possible, but right now, man, the rumor mill is centered around a replacement guard for D'Angelo Russell. Rumor has it Lakers were not happy with his performance at all, and they're not willing to dish out the big bucks unless they're going to sign and trade him, right? But again, it's all rumors for now. It's all rumors, right? Bottom line is, if you're D'Angelo Russell, you have to grind as well. You have to get back in the gym and get ready to go and put your head down, right? So, Alex, my guy, said, more money, more problems. Dan, isn't never all sunshine and rainbows like people make it seem. I'm glad you have a voice and you see it as best as you can. And look, Alex, you said it yourself, bro, at 23 making 6 figures, you can be another voice for the people because you've been there. People will look up to you because you have that experience, right? And yeah, dude, it's the problems never stop, but you got to tackle them one at a time. You cannot be worried about the problems for tomorrow. You got to worry about the problems for today. And then there's going to be little gaps of peace you have. Really cherish and enjoy those, because those will give you the strength to get past the next hurdle, right? Like, even in everything in life, even in basketball, 2020, we win the championship. Laker fans were thinking, oh yeah, we're going to dominate for the next 2 to 3 years. AD and LeBron are the best tandem. And then what happened, right? 2021 rolled around. We didn't bring back a couple of champions in Rondo and Dwight. We lose chemistry. We get injured. And we were never the same up until this year. We got a little bit of success. We get back to the Western Conference Finals. So life hits you with hurdles all the time. And when you think that you have cleared all the hurdles, nah, man. That's why there's a saying that says, Lord, give me the strength to get through my problems, right? Like, not, Lord, don't give me problems. The problems come with life, right? But give me the strength to get through these problems. That's all we need, is the strength, because what doesn't kill you definitely makes you stronger. But if you can embrace that grind, can't nobody stop you, because you can't kill something that's already you can't kill something that's already dead. And I'm talking about metaphorically, right? If you've been killed before, if you've gone through something that has killed you, but you technically you survived it, but on the inside you're dead, nothing can be worse than that. So what's going to happen when you find a lesser problem? It's going to be nothing, because you already been through worse. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was a little bit of a tongue twister there, but not to confuse you guys, to keep it simple. Basically, what don't kill you make you stronger, right? Here we go. Let's see. Some of these celebrities let the drive to make hit songs and keep the money coming in, and that they lean harder on drinking and drugs, which can make them want to get to the root of their own self-demise. Well, let me tell you something, man. Again, if y'all haven't listened to this series, go back to episode 1. We talked about having a good inner circle. Those people that get into drugs and stuff like that, they're lacking good leadership, because that means if you're a follower, if you're under the influence, if you're just doing stuff because your friends are doing it, let's take Ja Morant, for example. You need some strong leadership in your life so that eventually you can become that leader and lead others. It's all about setting an example. That's all life is about. It's about inspiring others, not just yourself. But once you get to the point where you're actually setting a good example, like LeBron James, a good role model, never been through nothing, one of the GOATs in the NBA, never cheated, never got caught doing anything bad. When you get to that point where you're that type of role model, the grind doesn't stop there. Now you got to set an example for the next generation, and you got to give advice to the people that need it, and you got to help, right? If I'm LeBron, I'm reaching out to Ja Morant, right? That's just me. And I'm like, hey, brother, you need anything, man? You want to get in the gym with me this summer? I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need any brotherly advice, I'm here for you. That's the way I am in real life. A lot of people hit me up. They got my line. I give them advice, So where I can, because I'm not qualified to give advice on everything, right? You don't want to be that know-it-all guy who thinks he knows it all and has it all figured out. But if you've been through something and you can give advice by all means, right? Are you going to bring back phone call Fridays to talk to his fans during the off season? You know what, man? I got to figure out a better way of doing it, because that line was not working at all, brother. Kept cutting out, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, if I find a better way to do it, of course, man. Like I said, we're always looking to improve, giving the people what they want. And a couple of people have asked me for that as well. You're good, brother. No worries. My man said, Dan, we should get Jeremy Grant. We could get, he could be a good backup for LeBron. There's going to be there's going to be a lot of options out there. There's going to be sellers and buyers this offseason. Some people are going to be looking to rebuild. We don't know if Portland is. From what I'm hearing, they're actually looking to dangle that number 3 pick and build around Damian still. It's a delusion. It's an endless cycle of delusion that they're in. And I think they just keep selling the people wolf tickets. As long as they can put butts in seats, they're going to milk their star to the end. And if the star doesn't open his eyes, then he's going to allow himself to be a pawn in this game, right? That's the way it is in business, man. They use you and then they abuse you. All right, good question. I got a good question here. Content-wise, Dan, do you ever get anxiety if you feel like you don't put out enough content? I don't, bro. Honestly, anxiety is not a part of my life. I'm from the streets, bro. I'm from Compton, California. I'm from the city where, friends unfortunately get taken. That gives me anxiety, right? I got bigger problems in life. Like, I'm still trying to move out of the hood, man. I don't live in Compton no more, but I still live in a little bit of a better area, but still the hood out here, right? Me and my brother helped me put a cage under my car just so the catalytic converter wouldn't get stolen, right? So the grind never stops for me. And even when I get out of here and I finally get to my dream home and I'm able to provide and help my family out and all of that, even then the grind will continue, because you got to stay on top. If not, somebody else will knock you off, right? Now, as far as creating content, I'm a very creative person, man. Like, I could be sitting here and be thinking about 10 video ideas while I'm talking to you. I could be multitasking. My brain operates like that. In a way, like Kanye West said, right? I'm a genius. Like I got to give myself that credit, even though I stay humble. I write my own music. Um, everything. The only thing I don't do is compose my own beats. I purchase those, but because I don't have time, right? But if I listen, I'm so creative that if I could, I would. Everything here, man, the notes, everything I'm talking to you guys about, I written it this morning. Everything is in here this morning. All right. And I went to the store still in time for the episode. So I'm telling you guys, man, it's all about just being creative and loving what you do. I love what I do. I love connecting with people. That's why I started a podcast to connect with you guys on an even deeper level. Hence the name Beyond Sports, right? Because we will talk sports on this podcast. I love sports. It's my life. But we can also go beyond and we can talk about life experience. We can talk about self growth. We can talk about business. We can talk about music, entertainment, all of that, right? By the way, I haven't seen the new Fast and Furious. If any of y'all seen it, do you guys recommend it? What y'all think about it? I'd love to know. Uh damn, for reals? No way, man. RIP. If this is true, RIP. If it's not true, then shame on you, brother. But if it is, man, that's sad, bro. Legends, another legend gone too soon. Um, you know, tough. My guy said, "Yeah, bro, I love your music. I love Black Magic." Yeah, that song was hard, right? And that I can't take credit for that one, man. The hook of that song, that was my boy Lonnie. So shout out to him. I won't take credit for the hook on that one, but I wrote my verse on that, and he wrote his verse. But yeah, Black Magic's pretty dope, man. I wish y'all got if y'all haven't heard "I Wish" yet, with me, Bo Mac, Lonnie, and my boy Seth, that is a banger, man. I was actually going to shoot a music video this year, but everybody's schedules is all messed up, man. When you collaborate with people, you got to get on the same page. So I haven't been able to do that. But yeah, I Wish is probably my favorite one. Took me a couple years to produce and drop that one. My boy Craig said, need a coach to help Ham mature. Yeah, Darvin Ham is definitely has to learn. He made tons of mistakes and he got to learn because he shouldn't be the reason we lose. He should be the reason we win, right? He should help us at least not get in the way. Appreciate you, Bobby. Thank you, man. Always keep your head down. Absolutely. Dan, if you will choose aside AD, who center can help the Lakers acquire that can defend Jokic and Wembanyama? There's tons, man. It doesn't have to be an elite center. It just has to be somebody who has good size and strength. If Mo Bamba could develop into that big, if he gets some playing time and he develops some discipline, staying low, not jumping on everything, he could even be that guy because he got an 8-foot wingspan. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to necessarily take a star. I thought Rui did a great job, but I don't think Jokic was the reason we lost that series. I think we self-destructed. A lot of times we let Jamal Murray go off. He averaged over 30 points a game in that series. What was it, like 35? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, the grind doesn't stop with the Lakers. They got to come up with better strategies. Maybe another year under our belt with a good training camp with most of this roster coming back, at least the core. Maybe that'll make us a lot better, man. Maybe so. Oh, man, that's sad. Yeah, a RIP to Tina Turner, confirmed by my boy Andrew. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's really sad, man. Another legend gone too soon. I'm starting to get old, man, because I'm seeing all these legends that I grew up listening to, watching. You know, my icon, Kobe Bryant. You know, another one of my icons was hanging from this wall. You guys can't see him because the camera's pointed this way. But Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, like a lot of the people I grew up on are passing. That's when you know, like, damn, life is so short, man. You start appreciating the little things. But yeah, man, RIP to Tina Turner. That's tough, bro. Be real. Said Fast Furious after the third one, it got beyond stupid. I feel you, man. I only like the only movies I like were the first one, Fast and Furious. Obviously, that's a classic, right? When it was about racing. Too Fast, Too Furious, because I think Tyrese was funny as hell. Too Fast, Too Furious was great. And Tokyo Drift. Those are the only ones I liked. I didn't even like the third one either. So after that, but I gotta see it through because I remember how blown away I was by Fast and Furious, the regular one. When I was a kid, my brothers took me to the theater. Shout out to them, and we saw it. We came out of there like just blown away. And my older brother Josh, always loved cars. Like he's a big Gran Turismo fan and stuff like that. So this movie was right up our alley, man. And but yeah, it's never been the same. It kind of went from a racing movie with some seriousness to it and some good acting to a superhero movie. where they're going out of space and cars are grabbing onto ropes and whatnot, and cars are landing on tanks and unscathed and all this stuff. But I still got to see it through just because I grew up on the first couple and I want to see what the story is going to end up in. It's one of those things. I don't like to leave anything open ended, right? I like to finish everything off. That's just the way I am, right? He said my man said you need to turn off your brain while watching Fast X movies. Well, I wouldn't even go that far. I would just say if you know what the movie is, it's gonna be fake as hell and some cheap laughs and some entertainment. You just go lower your expectations. Not everything has to be something super cerebral and high IQ based. It's like some people. I don't personally enjoy watching wrestling, but some people enjoy it. I can't knock them. And it's just entertainment because people say it's scripted. I don't know, but I'm saying like everybody enjoys something different. I guess this would be my version of wrestling. The Fast and the Furious movies, they're fake as hell, but they're entertaining, right? So appreciate you. Hey, my boy Daniel, thank you, bro. Yeah, people sleeping on I Wish. I Wish is up there, man. It's up there with one of the greatest R&B songs I ever heard and made myself. And yes, I'm gonna toot my horn because that song, man, we developed it in over 2 years. So it was a lot of mixing and mastering on my part, and it was it was a blast to include these awesome artists that are underground artists right now, but maybe one day they'll be known, and my friends as well. So, Dan, who would you want more, Kyrie or Trey? I love them both. I got a Trae Young jersey after he led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years back. So I love Trae Young, and he's only 24. So I think he has a brighter future. But I also love Kyrie. Kyrie's one of my favorite players ever. Ever. He got the coldest handles I've ever seen. All right. And he's got a lot of heart, man. He's definitely a Mamba disciple. People just like to throw away his whole life achievements, like he's not a champion, like he's not a multiple time, 8-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA first team. Like people just like to throw away accomplishments because they watch too much ESPN. But I'll tell you this, Kyrie Irving has not been the problem everywhere he's been. All right, let's think of the places he went. Boston. Who wants to play in Boston, man? Who wants to play in that racist ass city? I don't blame Kyrie at all. And they proved him right because look how they yell at him things every time he goes back and the way they treat him. Right? He flicks them off because I'm sure they're saying a lot of racial stuff to him. So Boston is a real problem. Look where Boston is now. They're the problem. Kyrie left, they still ain't won a championship, so no excuses. Brooklyn, come on, man. Joe Tsai, one of the scummiest owners. Who wants to play for that? And now they want to blame him for Dallas when Dallas gutted everything in order just to acquire him. They didn't have no defense, no rim protection, no nothing. All they had was a nice rookie in Josh Green, Luka, and Kyrie. That's not enough to carry you anywhere. And then they want to blame my guy, right? So I like them both equally. I'd be super ecstatic. One has a higher upside to me because he's younger and he's got more years left ahead of him, while the other one, he's not declining anytime soon. His skill set is going to last at least till he's 35, and before he starts seeing some real decline. And he's clutch as well. So pick your poison, man. Whichever one you want. I love them both. But if it's neither of them, I also love our team. If we bring them back, I'd be cool with it. I still support D'Lo, man, even though he struggled. I'm a very patient fan. So even though he struggled, man, one of those things that I'm a believer in these guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wish. Appreciate you, bro. See, a lot of people want to run it back. Run it back. Go ahead. Run it back. Yeah, me too, bro. Hey, Ray, that was the hardest one for me, bro. That for me, that one still hurts. That one still hurts because I imagine the amazing advice he would be giving to these players after a loss, after getting swept or something like that. Like this dude, man. Chester Bennington is really one of the best vocalists out there. People don't understand, man. You're talking about somebody who can scream and sing his ass off. Just amazing, bro. And to me, people don't know this about me. I used to be in a rock band, right? I used to be in a rock band around the high school days, and I actually recorded in a prestigious studio in Hollywood where they would charge $500 an hour. We were gonna blow up, but it didn't work, right? The egos always get in the way. But that was one of my biggest inspirations with Chester Bennington, and because they fused rock with hip hop, and those were my two favorite genres growing up. Now rock kind of died off, and so I just transitioned away from it, and it's been all hip hop in my adulthood. But I always loved both genres, man, and I loved it when they meshed them together because that shit was fire. Limp Bizkit was another one of my favorites growing up. I mean, come on, like these were badass bands. Ejectocito cut, yes sir, yes sir. That's what we did to Russell Westbrook. Ejectocito. My man said, fun movies with those rice burners. I love when they have the hot rods in there. Yeah. Listen, man, I love the movies. This summer there's a lot of blockbusters coming out. Which one are you guys looking forward to the most? Can't wait to see the Transformers one, man, because it has the Beast Wars in there. He said, get this Jante. Kyrie is toxic and Trey can't play D. Okay, but see, listen, Trey Young, off what he can do offensively, offsets anything he has on the defensive lapses side. And it's not for lack of effort with him, anyways. It's kind of like Curry, like a poor man's Curry, right? You're not gonna say don't pick Curry because he can't play defense. What he gives you offensively is far more superior. Just imagine if Trey Young was the one shooting those threes instead of D'Angelo Russell. We'd be talking championship right now. We would have been the ones waiting for the Miami Heat to finish off Boston, right? So, yeah, we got to look at the bigger picture for me. It's not all about the defense is elite, but if you have a good rim protector, good wing defenders, good guards out there, then that one weakness you have won't be as glaring. You can mask them and disguise them similar to how they do Curry, right? And matter of fact, D'Angelo was a perfect example. He really didn't get exploited to the Western Conference Finals. And really, none of us played an elite defense in that final. So that's tough. But, I mean, I respect your opinion, but it's not, something I agree with. My man said, Dan, what's up? Would you trade AD for Randall and Barrett from the New York Knicks? Nah, I wouldn't. And I love Randall, and I like Barrett. I don't love Barrett. I like Barrett. But I wouldn't do that. Like I said, the only way I'm even considering entertaining a trade for Anthony Davis is I need elite talent in return. Elite talent, right? I'm talking next level. Here's a trade nobody has talked about that I would entertain, but only if AD would want it out, right? Give me DeMar DeRozan, give me Alex Caruso, and give me Vucevic for AD. Give me those three. You give me those three, then I consider it, right? And if you want to, substitute Zach LaVine, it won't fit, money-wise. But if there's any way we can get him as well, cool. But look, what I'm telling you is this. I don't want to trade AD. I know he looks soft at times offensively, but defensively, what he does for us is second to none, man. Defensively, what he does for us throughout the course of the season, throughout the playoffs, not to mention he was playing on an injured foot. I think that's very hard to replace. Almost impossible. You might get a culmination of good effort, and you might get enough to where you don't miss him that much, but you're not going to get the same production. You're not going to get the 3-4 blocks a game with the 14 rebounds and sometimes the 25 to 30 points, right? You're not going to get that from somebody else easily, right? It's hard. I would listen. There are very few trades I would do for AD. If the Spurs called us up and said we'll give you Victor Wembanyama for AD straight up, all right, cool. Because one has a bright future and is extremely young, and he gives you 7 foot 5 feet to work with. So, two-way player. So yeah, that like few exceptions, but that's not going to happen, right? So I'm probably holding on to AD, and I'm just retooling around them. Okay, and I know people don't like AD because he was soft in this Western Conference Finals. I get it. But we can't forget everything he did leading up to that, right? He was phenomenal in the Warriors series. He was sensational in the Memphis Grizzlies series, and he was great just all the way around. That's why I couldn't get him anything lower than a B grade on yesterday's video, right? Man. But yeah, back to the topic at hand, man. Grinding, guys. Grinding. Got to keep grinding. AD has to keep grinding. Got to get back into that grinding mindset this offseason. I want to see him do some real basketball work to stay healthy all season long, and I'll leave you guys with these. I'll leave you guys with this quote I wrote this morning. All right, about grinding. The grind, where dreams meet determination, effort transforms into achievement, and resilience shapes destiny. Fuel your passion, and let the relentless pursuit of greatness define your journey. Keep grinding, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to wrap it up for episode 7. I'll see you guys here tomorrow for episode 8. I still haven't decided what I'm going to make that on, but you know me. This brain is always working. It keeps moving. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Thank you guys for all the comments and all the participation. And you guys know where to find me. Anything Lakers and basketball related, you know where to find me, all right? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you already haven't. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.